Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be part 2 of my best of beauty favorites from 2015. Today's video is going to be all about my favorite higher end and luxury products. And if you haven't seen my last one, I will leave it linked down below. It was just all of my favorite drugstore and affordable products. I did not mean to ramble on in that video. I know it was way too long and I apologize. So today's video is not going to be that long. I'm just going to kind of mention things that I like and then move on with it. So if you do see something in this video that you want to see more in depth and kind of in a tutorial or in a favorites video so I can talk more about it, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you want to see so I can kind of make note of it for future videos. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you do enjoy it and subscribe if you haven't already, but let's go right into some of my favorite products from 2015. Alright, so I'm going to start out with primers. So I have 3 favorites. The first 2 are from Makeup Forever. This is from their Step 1 line. This is the smoothing one and the mattifying one. I've been using this a lot more since I'm a little bit more dry recently, but the mattifying one is amazing. It reminds me a lot of the Becca Ever Matte Shine Proof Primer, just not as like tacky and sticky and hard to work with. I find this very mattifying, but just a lot easier to work with. A little bit goes a long way with both of these, so you don't need very much of either of them. I highly recommend these. There's like, I think 6 or 8 in the line. They have color correcting ones, they have ones like this, hydrating, just everything you could ever imagine, but I love these 2. They're really awesome. They kind of smooth over my imperfections, kind of glide on my skin, and create a great base for my foundation. The next primer I've been absolutely loving. I actually don't really use this as a primer. Sometimes I do if I'm lazy, but this is the Sephora 8-Hour Mattifying Moisturizer Sunscreen. This has 20 SPF, which is awesome. I love using this before I kind of put on my primer, but like I said, I do like using this as a primer on its own, but this is just awesome. It really does mattify, but it hydrates my skin as well, which I kind of like sounds weird, hydrating it, mattifying, but it really does, and it protects your skin from the sun. So I love this. It's actually pretty affordable because it is from the Sephora line, but it's just really nice. It doesn't irritate my skin, hasn't broken me out, and I've been using it a lot. So my favorite foundation, I know I mentioned this in my 2014 beauty favorites. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup. I just love this. I adore it. It's probably my favorite holy grail foundation. I just love using this. If I know I need to go somewhere and I want my makeup to last all day, I want to stay matte, I don't want it to break up on me and separate, this is the one I go for just because I know I love it. If you are oily or combination skin, you will absolutely love this. I have a bunch of different colors, so I highly recommend getting a little sample of this and testing it out. It's just been one of my holy grails for years now. I need to get a new color just because this one's not the right color for me right now, but I'm obsessed with this. I will not live without this, and it's just my favorite holy grail foundation. The other one, I did not think I'd ever like a CC cream or BB cream, but this one like knocked it out of the park for me, to be quite honest. This is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream. It has 50 SPF, which is awesome. I actually love using this during the summer, or if I'm just kind of like on the go, don't really want too heavy of makeup, I'll just put this on. This actually gives beautiful coverage. I was very surprised, which is why I'm mentioning this, because it's a beautiful CC cream. Like, it honestly gives you so much coverage. I think it's more of like a medium to full coverage CC cream, to be quite honest with you. It does have SPF in it. It just kind of like makes your skin look really nice, glowy, fresh, and I've just really been loving this. The only concealer I've been really loving that is more higher end is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This one is a little bit different of a shade for me. I don't really like the shade right now, but I've used a lot of this, and I have it in the color NW20. I want NC20 because this is too pink, but I just love this. It doesn't crease under my eyes. It just really lasts a long time. It covers everything. So if you have discoloration, if you have dark circles, if you have veins or anything you want to cover up, honestly, this just covers everything. It's beautiful. A little bit goes a long way. I wish they didn't have a pump on this. I wish it was just kind of like a brush on, so you know how much you're putting on and how much you're taking out of the container, but one pump goes a long way. You don't even need that much, so this will last you a long time. I just love this. It does everything for me that I want in a concealer, so all-time favorite. Some of my favorite powders, I have 2 that I like to kind of set my face with that are more mattifying. So the first one is MAC Studio Fix. I've loved this for a long time. This is just a really nice full coverage powder. It's very mattifying. You can use this on its own as a powder foundation, which is kind of what it's meant for, but I like using this to set my foundation just because I do like a more full coverage look. So I'll just kind of dust this all over my face with a powder brush, and I just love the finish of it. But if you don't like a super mattifying finish, but you still like something that's going to control your oils, I really suggest the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. You can see I have loved this dearly. This is in the color light medium, and I just love the finish of this. That's why I love this so much. It just gives a nice velvety satin finish. It describes it as a like rose finish, I think. Yeah. But anyways, I just love this. It's a beautiful powder, and like I said, you can use this on its own as well, and It smells like chocolate. The other one I want to mention is a loose kind of like mineral powder. This is by Laura Mercier. I know I'm not mentioning the translucent one like everyone talks about. I do love that, but I've been using this for so long, probably about a year and a half now, and I've just recently fallen in love with it over the summer. Just because I love the natural glow it gives my face. This is her mineral powder. I have it in the color Natural Beige. I'm pretty sure there's like crushed pearls in here, so it really gives your face a nice glow. Like I said, I'm very oily and I love the finish that this gives to my skin because I feel like it's very fresh and healthy looking. It's not like a flat matte that I do get with some of my other powders sometimes, which I do like that look depending on what I'm going for, but on an everyday basis this is just a beautiful powder. I wish it was talked about more and I wish more people knew about it. I think it gets kind of overlooked because of her translucent one, but if you're looking for a good mineral powder, this is the best one I've ever used. So two of my favorite bronzers to kind of warm up the skin. I have one from MAC. This is in the bronzing powder Refined Golden. This is a beautiful bronzer. I've used a lot of it, as you can see. This has a little bit like flecks of shimmer in it. There's like gold little reflex in it. It's beautiful though. It just warms up the skin beautifully. It's a little bit more of a terracotta shade, but it's not super warm where it's unwearable on my skin tone. So I love that about this, and it's just a beautiful bronzer. MAC does some pretty good bronzers, so I love that one. And the one that's a little bit more new to me, I think this came out like middle of the year. This is the Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light. I never liked the Hourglass powders, to be quite honest with you, and I'm surprised that I fell in love with this, but it's beautiful. It looks so nice on the skin. So this is what it looks like. I do have the other one just because this one's pretty dark for me right now, and if I use it I'll look like an orange beast, but it just looks so good on the skin. It just really glides on. It gives your face a nice healthy glow because it kind of has that ambient powders in them, but it's beautiful. It is well worth the money. I know they're pricey, but it's super worth it. They're beautiful. So my two favorite things to contour with, I know I've mentioned this in a lot of recent tutorials because I found a new love and use for this. This is the Sephora bronzer in Los Cabos. I use this to kind of blend out my contour, so I'll kind of place my contour down harshly, which sounds bad, but then I'll use this with like my MAC 109 brush and kind of blend it out. I just love this. I love the color of it. I love the pigmentation, the formula of it. It's very creamy. It blends out like a dream, which is why I love using this to blend out my contour. So really nice. You can actually use this on its own to bronze, so if you want to. It's just like a nice neutral color bronzer. And my favorite contour kit for the year, I know contouring was like a huge thing this year and everyone like came out with contour kits, but Kat Von D's Shade and Light palette has been my absolute favorite. I know a lot of people don't like this because it's creamy, but I like it because it's creamy and it's easy to work with and the colors are just stunning. This is my favorite color in the palette, this banana-y shade. I just love it for under my eyes, and all of the contour colors are gorgeous. I obviously don't use this one too much because it's pretty dark. I can kind of get away with it if I create like a shadow in the depth of my cheekbone during the summer when I'm a little bit more tan, but these two I've been using a lot. This is probably my favorite one. It's called Shadow Play, and Lyric, the highlight color, is just gorgeous. I'm so happy she's coming out with individual kind of like refill shades of these because they're my favorite contour powders and highlighting powders ever. So I have three favorite blushes from this year. The one I've probably been wearing the most is by Tarte. This is one of their 12-hour Amazonian clay blushes in the color Exposed. This just goes with literally everything. If you don't know what you want to wear and what kind of blush you want to wear because you have so much going on the eyes or a hot pink lip or whatever you want to do, this just literally goes with everything. If I don't know like what I'm doing, I'm just slapping something on, I'll reach for this because it just looks good with everything. Just like that nice nudie pink, and it's perfect for my skin tone. These last a really long time. They're very pigmented. I don't think I'll ever go through one of these entire blushes just because there's so much product in there and they're so pigmented. They blend really nicely because of the Amazonian clay in there, and I just love the Tarte blushes. The next one, I think everyone should have this in their collection. I think it's just a beautiful blush on every single skin tone. This is Benefit's Rockateur blush, and it looks like this. I've been wearing this a lot during the summer because it does have kind of have like that sheen and glow to it. So it's just like a nice kind of like rosy nudie pink color, but it does have like that sheen and that glow to it. It just looks gorgeous on the cheeks. It just brings a nice warm flush to the cheeks, and you don't even have to wear highlighter with this, but I do because I love looking like I'm wet. But I love this. It's beautiful, and I think everyone should have one of these. Last but not least, I've fallen deeply in love with Laura Geller blushes. This is her blush in Brighten in the color Pink Grapefruit. I want to collect all of them. I have 3 of them in my collection as well, but I want to get every single one just because they're so beautiful. They remind me a lot of the MAC Mineralized blushes and the Milani Baked blushes, but I don't know. There's something about her color selection that just calls to me, and this one is just so pretty. It's like a pinky mauvey tan rose color with like little hints of shimmer to them. Just brings a nice warm glow to the face, and I just love love this. The formula is just what kills me. They're just so nice. This has also been the year of finding my favorite highlighters ever, and these are both like, they're pretty much the same color. They're probably dupes for each other, to be quite honest with you, but I need them both. I've justified it, and that's okay. I need them both. I have them both, it's fine. I wear them both just as equally. I love them both so much. The first one is the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator in Gilded Honey. If you like gold highlighters, you need this. I know it's small. It's like small but mighty. It like packs on a great glow to your face. Your face will literally look wet. Like, it's so gorgeous. So I love this. My second favorite is by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the color is So Hollywood. Oh, you guys, this is such a gorgeous gold. It's a little bit more cool toned and not as like pure gold as the Laura Geller one, but I love this on the cheekbones. It literally just makes your face look wet and glowy, and it's just so beautiful. I love the consistency of this one too. It feels like more like a gel to powder finish. I don't know, these are really awesome and well worth the money. My two favorite products to prime my eyes have been the NARS Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base layered with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I actually just repurchased this because I've used this for so long. I don't know what I was doing in my life without it, but this is godsend for girls and women with oily eyelids. If you have oily eyelids, you need to try this. It's literally like, I could not wear makeup with other primers. I've worn other primers with this one, and it's just not the same. I'm so glad I have this back in my life just because it's just the best primer combination I've ever tried. I like using the Painterly on top of it because I like kind of neutralizing and kind of getting rid of my discoloration on my eyelids. I could use the NARS one by itself, but I just love these together. So if you're oily, you have not found an eyeshadow primer that works, try these two together, or at least just this one. You will fall in love. I know it. It's just, they're just so good. So I've been loving NARS single eyeshadows this year. I have two that are my favorites. So I have Galapagos, which is this one right here, and Mekong, which is the darker one. They both have shimmer to them, but when you put them on the eyes, I really feel like you can't see the shimmer. Like, it just kind of blends away, but it's just they're just beautiful. And I just love the consistency of these. They blend out like a dream. And I've been wearing those two colors a lot with the Urban Decay Diamond Dog Moon Dust eyeshadow. It's kind of like my go-to smoky eye. I will have a tutorial on it soon, but this is just a beautiful, just kind of really shimmery brown color. It's just, Moon Dust eyeshadows from Urban Decay are some of my absolute favorites. If you like a gorgeous glittery lid, you need one of these in your life. I've also been loving the Stila Magnificent Metals eyeshadow in the color Metallic Pixie Dust. I really like this as an inner corner highlight. It's a beautiful kind of like white gold. It's really reflective. You can even use this on your eyes. I've fallen in love with these. I know they're like $32 per eyeshadow, but they're really worth it in my opinion. I just love them, and this is my favorite one. I've been using it as an inner corner highlight for a long time. I wore it with me on Christmas and I got a lot of compliments on it, so love that. I've also been dying over this Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner. I've had this for a really long time. I have mine in the color Midnight Cowboy, and during the summer I loved wearing this with like a really nice just black wing, and then kind of placing a little bit of this underneath the wing or even on my inner corner on my lower lash line, and just amps up the look just a little bit. I just love glitter, as you probably have seen in my last tutorials. I just cannot get enough of glitter, but I love this. I do recommend these ones over the drugstore ones just because this one does not irritate my eyes. I know it's more pricey, but I feel like it applies better. You get a much more even coverage of glitter, and like I said, doesn't irritate my eyes. So that's probably the best thing I can probably recommend, just because you don't want glitter that's going to irritate and burn your eyes. I have two eyeliners that I've been absolutely dying over. The first one is like an ink liner. This is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. I love this. I got this for gratis, but I've gone through literally like 5 of these and I just love it. I've noticed that they don't last as long as some of my other liners that kind of come in like the felt tip form, but I'm okay with it because I like how precise of a wing it gives me. I like how matte black it is, and I just get the perfect wing with this all the time. So I love this. My other favorite liner is by MAC. This is one of their eye kohls, so it's kind of like one I used to put on my waterline and on my lower lash line if I want to smudge it out. This is in the color Teddy. It's just like a really nice neutral brown. I don't like wearing black on my waterline. I know probably people are like, what? Like, everyone does that, but I just think it's too harsh on my eyes personally. I do wear nude all the time, and I'll just smoke out my lower lash and it kind of gives me the same effect, but I just cannot wear black. So if I am going to be doing a really dark smoky look and I want something a little bit darker than a nude on my waterline, I will use a brown because black is just way too harsh on me. My favorite eyeshadow palette is probably like my go-to palette ever. I'm really proud of this palette. I was going to mention this in my drugstore favorites video because they are affordable, but if you're making a palette like this, it's gonna be pretty pricey, so I thought I'd just mention it now. These are my favorite eyeshadows ever, like I just said, but these are the Makeup Geek shadows. You guys, I've been reaching for this palette for so long, and I'm so glad I finally got a bigger palette to have everything where I want it. So if you want a video on like every single color that's in this palette, I would do a separate video on just my like life palette. I know Lester Lex calls it her life palette, but literally I will travel with this. I love this palette to death. These are all the colors I ever need, ever, and I'm just obsessed with this palette. So Makeup Geek shadows are beautiful. I know they're like $6 a pan, but when you want to create a palette like this, it's pretty pricey, so it's a pretty big investment. So I thought I'd mention it in this video, but they're just so pigmented, so beautiful, so creamy, and $6 a pan, you cannot beat it. For lashes, I will not wear a high-end mascara anymore. I do have some in my collection, but honestly, I've just been loving my Lancome Cils Booster XL as a primer. I will just go with my favorite drugstore mascara with this, just because I wear lashes a lot and I find it easier on me personally to kind of pop on a pair of lashes. It takes me less time to do that than to pile on mascara all the time. So if I'm doing an everyday basis thing and I just want some mascara, I will have to use this. I cannot not use this anymore. I love this, and it's just been my all-time favorite. I've probably gone through like 10 of those, but my favorite lower lash mascara has been the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. This just coats my lower lashes really nicely. It doesn't clip up on me, and it doesn't like bleed throughout the day, so I don't have like raccoon eyes, which I really do. Thank you for this, because I don't want that. So my two favorite brow products are both from Anastasia Beverly Hills. The first one is the Brow Wiz. I know I probably don't need to talk about this at all very much, because everyone's favorite is this thing. I mean, she's sold so many of these, but I'm in the color dark brown and soft brown, depending on how light and dark my hair is. Right now I'm probably a dark brown. If my hair was a little bit lighter, I would be a soft brown. So I love this, it's awesome, and I have really been loving this. So I was using her Clear Up Brow Gel, but I decided to get her tinted one, and I got it in the color Brunette, and I actually really like this. It kind of makes my eyebrows look a little bit more natural looking compared to if I just use like a Brow Wiz or the pomade and then just put a clear brow gel on. I feel like this just gives my brows a little bit extra dimension and like color dimension to it, so I've been loving this. It's just been amazing, and my brows will stay in place all day when I use it. Like I was mentioning, I only really wear false lashes now for some reason. If I'm wearing makeup, I wear false lashes. I just cannot stop wearing them. They're just my favorite. I really only use affordable lashes because I go through them so much, but there is one pair of lashes that stick out to me that are more high-end. They're from MAC. I mentioned them in my last yearly favorites just because they're like, these are the lashes I first ever wore from MAC. I wore them for prom when I was in high school, my junior year, and I've loved them ever since. I've probably only bought 2 or 3 pairs of them just because they're like $16, and I don't know, they just hold a special place in my heart, so I will only wear them on special occasions. But these are the style number 48, and they're just super beautiful. They're very fluffy, very wispy, but are really long and dramatic, and will give you that kind of just like volume that you want. So I love these. They're my absolute favorite. Only high-end lashes I will ever purchase are these ones. All right, now for lip products, I have 4 lip liners. 3 of them are from MAC. I just love MAC's lip liners. I just think they're awesome. They are the wooden kind of lip liner. I normally like ones that twist up, but I can get away with these, and I really do like them because they're so creamy to work with. So the 3 colors I've been absolutely loving are Subculture, Soar, and Whirl, which is like, if you don't have Whirl or Soar, I don't know what you're doing, especially Whirl. Whirl was like the color of the year for MAC. I mean, they even came out with it in a lipstick because it was so damn popular. So these are my all-time 3 favorites. I always have them in that little cube back there behind me because I use them all the time. And recently I've just started loving this one. This is the Too Faced Perfect Nude Lip Liner. I just love this to kind of overline my lips. The formula is great. It's creamy just like any other lip liner, but I think the color is what stand out to me the most because it's just like my skin color but a little bit better with my lips, so it creates a really natural shadow if I do want to overline them and it doesn't look unnatural. So I've been loving this if I want more of that plump look because I will not be getting lip injections. I already talked to my mom about it. She was like, not having it. So this is gonna work for me right now, but it's just been one of my go-tos for overlining my lips. I've also been obsessed with liquid lipsticks, and I have 5 of them that I want to talk to you guys about. So the first 2 are from Kat Von D. I have Bow and Arrow, which is a really nice kind of like brownie nude, and then Lolita, which I don't need to talk about very much, but that's what they look like. Super beautiful. So these are just really awesome. They're not very tacky on my lips. I know when she came out with the newer colors, the formula was a little bit different. It was actually a little bit more comfortable for me personally, but I do love both of those so much. The next 2 are from Anastasia, and the first one is Pure Hollywood. This was so hard to get my hands on when it first came out, so I had to like rushed to find it because I wanted it so bad, but I actually like this one better. This is in the color Dusty Rose. This is like my favorite everyday lip color. There's a tie with another one that I'll show you, but I just love this one recently. It's beautiful. I actually like picked this up when I was in LA when I went to her store and she was there and I was like, oh my gosh, you're like a brow queen, like bow down to you. You are freaking amazing. So I love this. It's like one of my all-time favorite colors from her. And this will come probably as no surprise to you. This is Dose of Color Stone. This is just the perfect nude, pinky, mauve-y, a little bit cool toned, like gray toned liquid lipstick you will ever wear. This is probably my favorite liquid lipstick ever, and I will forever repurchase this. I need to repurchase another one just because I don't want to be without it. So I love this so much. You have seen me wear it so often, and I mentioned it a lot just because it's my absolute favorite. I have 3 regular lipsticks here. 2 are from MAC. So the first one is Velvet Teddy, which is very popular as well. It's just like a really nice brownie nude. So that's what she looks like. And then my other favorite is Cream Cup, which is definitely more of a pinky color, but it's like a really nice pinky nude. It's very wearable. You can see I have a big dent in that one because I wear that one a lot. And then lastly, I have one from Urban Decay. This one's in the color Native. It's one of the Revolutionary lipsticks. This is very creamy, super pigmented. It's definitely more pink than Cream Cut from MAC, as you can see. But if you like that baby doll pink, I was wearing this a lot over the summer and I just love it with like a really nice bronzy, like glowy look. So I love that one. And last but not least, I have 2 of my favorite kind of lip glosses. The first one is from Buxom in the color White Russian. This is one of their like full-on creams, I think, and I just love these. I love the formula. I love how they're plumping and they kind of like tingle on the lips because of the peppermint. They have so many different colors, so that's why I love this range. And Buxom probably just has some of my favorite lip glosses ever, so I had to mention this because I wear it a lot. Next, I have the Sephora Oil Infusion Color and Care in the color Iced Coffee 09. I love just throwing this on top of anything. It's just super hydrating, very moisturizing. It's a little bit oily feeling on the lips because it is made out of oil, but it's not like, it doesn't feel weird to me. The color is just beautiful for every day. And last but not least, I have a setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Love this. I've used this so much. I've probably gone through 3 or 4 bottles of this already. Just really keeps me matte, keeps my makeup on for a really long time, and I will never stop using this. So that's it for this video. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And like I mentioned in the beginning, if you do want to see anything kind of more in-depth or in a tutorial in the future, please leave me a comment down below on what products you want to see. Or if you want to see anything else from me on my channel, please leave me a comment down below. I do read all of them. I love interacting with y'all. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I love you all, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!